May was a good reading month for me. It was amazing. Oh my god. Hello, book besties. My name is Vivian, and you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are a new subscriber or a newbie here on this channel, thank you so much for coming. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. The month of May has come to an end, and what better way to end the month than telling you about all the books I read this month. Honestly, May was an amazing reading month for me. It was so good. Okay, I read 13 books. Okay, this month, this has been the highest I've read ever since I started reading. I started reading back in January, and it's usually maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 books at most. But this month I read 13 books. Okay, it was so good. I read popular books, books that I've been wanting to read for the longest time. I really caught up on all of them, and it was really good. So I started this month really strong by reading a popular book. The first book I read this month is a very popular book. Mhm. I read Fourth Wing in the month of May. Fourth Wing started off with our FMC Violet, who has been training all her lives to enter the Basquiat War College. Okay, there is a war college where cadets come to train. In that college, Basquiat, I really hope I'm pronouncing that word right. So in the Basquiat War College, there are 4 quadrants. There is the scribes quadrant, which is like historians. There is the riders quadrant, which is the most dangerous quadrant in the war college. There is the healers quadrant, and then there is the infantry. I honestly do not understand what infantry is about. I think that's like their army or something. So our FMC Violet has been training all her life to enter the scribe quadrant, which is also the same quadrant that her father was in. Her mother is a rider, by the way, and a general at that. So after her father died, her mom decided that she was not going to enter the scribe quadrant again, that she was going to train to enter the riders quadrant, the most dangerous quadrant. And all the cadets who wants to enter Basquiat War College, they've been training all their life with a particular quadrant in mind, that is what they want to join. So when Violet's mother tells her that she's going to join the Riders Quadrant, she trained for 6 months. What others have been training all their life, she only has 6 months to prepare. And this Riders Quadrant, in order to even enter their quadrants, it's a do or die. To enter it is either you pass through this parapet or a bridge. You might die just to enter. You might just die. So it's either you survive or you die. And even in the riders quadrants with their training and all those things, it's graduate or you die. There is no two ways about it. And Violet, our FMC, initially she was fragile and soft. Fortunately, was able to enter this riders quadrant. There she meets our MMC Zayden, and the book just starts going on from there. It was really good. I loved it. It was really fast paced. I really loved this book so much. I gave it a 5 stars. If you want a more detailed review, okay, I already did a video for this series and I posted it initially. I'll also add the link in the description, so make sure you go watch it. In Basquiat War College, the riders had dragons who they end up bonding with. If the dragon chooses you, good. If it doesn't choose you, you either die or you repeat that year. So Violet was lucky enough to be chosen by a dragon. Our MMC Zayden, he is to die for. Every woman needs a Zayden in their life. Honestly, you do, okay? I really love this book so much. This series is actually a series. This series, the Empyrean series, that's the name of the series, is going to have 5 books. So far, there have been 3 books released, okay? And Fourth Wing is the first book in the series. So, Fourth Wing ended on a cliffhanger. But then I didn't really feel it that much because, well, I started the second book, Iron Flame. Iron Flame is, oh, sorry. Iron Flame. Iron Flame is the second book in the Imperial series, and it was good. It picked up right from where Fourth Wing ended. Iron Flame, it was not as fast paced as Fourth Wing, and I think that was why a lot of people didn't necessarily like Iron Flame, which I loved it, by the way. The author slowed it down a notch because in Fourth Wing, a lot of things were happening. What the hell am I doing? In Fourth Wing, a lot of things were happening. Okay, it was really fast paced and a lot was happening. But then in Iron Flame, she slowed it down a notch. And I don't think a lot of people liked it, but then I loved it. Okay, it was a really good book. There is a war going on here. The romance has finally kicked off. It was so good. I also gave Iron Flame a 5 stars. After reading Iron Flame, I knew I had one more book in this series to read, so I slowed it down a notch. So I read My High. Okay, I started on the series My High. My High is the first book in the Windy City series. My High started off with our MMC Zanders, or Z as they call him, who is a professional hockey player. The book started off with the new season starting off, and he gets on a jet with his teammates to take off, and there he meets our FMC, a flight attendant, who for the first time he's meeting a woman who is not amazed by him. Okay, and as a popular guy, as a fine boy, it gets him pissed off. Okay, they were not friends. I wouldn't necessarily call this enemies to lovers. It was not enemies to lovers, but it was good. I really, really loved My High. I gave it a 3.5. Okay, it was good. I really loved the character development. Our FMC Stevie, I really love the book. It is really good. The relationship between our FMC and our MMC, it started off as not necessarily enemies, but then they weren't seeing eye to eye. And then it went off to a fling and then a full blown relationship. I really loved the series. I really loved My High and the Windy City series as a whole. The series was healing. Okay, it healed me in a way. So, yeah, that was the third book I read in the month of May. The next book I read, I had to go back, okay? I started Onyx Storm. Yes, okay? I started off Onyx Storm. Onyx Storm is the third book in the Imperial series. First you read Fourth Wing, and then Iron Flame, and then you come to Onyx Storm. So far, this is the last book that has been released. There's still going to be 2 more books, okay? I really loved Onyx Storm. A lot was happening. I cried at the end. Okay. I really cried. I saw Onyx Storm picked up at exactly where Iron Flame ended. And there's still a war going on. And it's a lot. The romance, a lot was happening to our FMC and our MMC. They were going through a lot. Okay. It was sad, but their love, oh gosh. I really loved this series, and yes, I gave it a 5 stars, and I'll be continuing with the series when the rest of the book gets released. After reading Onyx Storm, okay, I entered into a reading slump. Well, a romantic reading slump. I didn't know what to do with my life. Rebecca Yarros dealt with me. I didn't know what to do after reading Onyx Storm. I could not read any romantasy again. Once I picked it up, I started crying. It was a lot. I was going through a lot emotionally because of Onyx Storm. So I had to step away from romantasy and go back to romance. Okay. The fourth book that I read after Onyx Storm, the first book I read in the month of May was The Right Move. Okay. The Right Move is the second book in the Windy City series. The Right Move was my favorite book in the Windy City series. I loved it. I gave it a 4.5 stars. The Right Move is a romance between our FMC, Indy. Indy is the best friend of our FMC in the first book, My High. Okay, they were working together as flight attendants. And then our MMC, Ryan. Ryan is the twin brother to our FMC from My High, Stevie. So they are twins, and Indy is her best friend. So the romance it started off with Indy had just ended her relationship. She found out that her ex-fiance, well, her fiance, who is now her ex-fiance, has been cheating on her. They were living together. So when they broke up, she had no place to stay. And since Ryan, who is a basketballer, a professional basketball player, and also Stevie's sister. So Stevie begged her brother Ryan to let Indy rent a room in his apartment since he had a lot of space, which he agreed. So this book was a close proximity. It was really good. I loved it. It was healing. Okay, compared to My High, actually My High is nothing compared to the Right Move. Okay, I loved Right Move better than My High. See, with this series, it just get better with each book. I loved it so much. I loved how their character developed, the healing. Ryan, oh gosh, this book healed. I really loved the way our MMC. I loved his character development. He healed from trauma. Our FMC too. She was, I think, traumatized, and she also healed. They healed each other. Okay, I really loved how their relationship went, and it was really amazing. Still on the Windy City series, the fifth book I read in the month of May was Caught Up. Caught Up is the third book in the Windy City series. It is a romance between Kai. Kai is a baseball player and he is the MMC. Okay, Malachi Kai, that was his name. Our FMC, Mila, she is a popular professional pastry chef who helps restaurants set up their menu in such a way that lets them get a Michelin star. So at some point, she took a break from work and decided to go back to her father in Chicago. And that is where she met Kai, who, as a baseball player, also a single dad, he was looking for a nanny. So Kai hired her to be a temporary nanny for the summer. And yeah, their romance kicked off from there. I really loved this book. Yes, he caught her up. At some point, our FMC was tired of running, and yeah, it was really good. I loved it. I gave it a 4 star. So, Caught Up. It was not my favorite. The Right Move was still my favorite out of them. So yes, okay. Now, after reading Caught Up, the seventh book I read in the month of May was Play Along. Okay, Play Along is the fourth book in the Windy City series. This is also a story between a baseball player and a sports doctor. The baseball player, Isaiah, who is the brother of Kai, our MMC from Caught Up. Okay, they are brothers. He's the younger brother of Kai. So their relationship, it starts off with Kai, our MMC, who is a professional baseball player who has been pursuing this medical doctor, a sports medical doctor who works in the same club that he, the baseball player, works in. She's a sports doctor there, Kennedy. So Kai has been pursuing her for years, 3 years. Okay. Initially, it was like, all jokes and fun because our FMC was engaged. Okay. It turned out to be an arranged marriage. And yeah, this book has arranged marriage that didn't work out, then fake marriage. Okay. It was, a lot was happening and it was really healing. Okay. There was trauma in Play Along. Okay, there was fake marriage, arranged marriage that didn't work out, trauma. It was a lot. I really loved it. The Windy City series, 4 stars, 4.5 stars. It was really good. I loved every single book in this series. I loved it. I really loved the character development in Play Along. I love this so much. And if you're wondering whether or not you should read it, yes, you should read Play Along. But then you have to read the Windy City series accordingly. First, you read My High, then you read The Right Move, Caught Up, and then Play Along. Okay? You have to read it accordingly because it is an interconnected standalone. So read them. Now, after reading Play Along, I still couldn't read any romantic. Y'all know I'm a romantic girly, okay? So since I was still in a romantic slump, I decided to move to Mafia Romance, okay? I read my first ever Mafia Romance, and it's a popular one. I read Sweetest Oblivion, The Sweetest Oblivion. The main series is a series, it has 3 books in the series. I read Sweetest Oblivion. It is the first book in the series. It is between this mafia boss, Nico, who used to work with this man. Abeli something. So there was supposed to be an arranged marriage between Nico and this girl. But then at some point, it just didn't work out, okay, because of something that the girl did. So Nico ended up not even going for the girl he was supposed to marry initially and went for the girl's sister. The girl's sister is Elena. She went for Elena, which was a good thing for him because Elena was the person that he actually wanted. So the romance kicked off from there. I really loved this. I love Sweetest Oblivion. Honestly, if you want to dabble into dark romance, mafia romance that is easy to get into, honestly, I think Sweetest Oblivion should be where to start. I really loved it. And considering the fact that it is my first mafia romance, honestly, I love this so much. I gave it a 3.5 stars. And yes, I will be continuing with the series on a later time. Okay, I really love the first book so much, and I've heard a lot about the second and third book, so I'll probably read it when I read it. After reading Sweetest Oblivion, I decided to dabble into trend, follow the trend because sometimes I'm a follower. I decided to read a new release, okay, a book that went viral that everybody and their grandmother swore by, okay. The ninth book I read in the month of May was Silver Elite. Silver Elite was said to be dystopian, and it was even compared to Divergent, okay. The author compared it to Divergent. That was an insult, okay, to the word of Divergent. I did not like Silver Elite. Honestly, I gave it a 2.5. 2.5 for effort, okay. It was supposed to be a 2 stars, but I gave it a 2.5 for effort. It started off with our FMC Ren, who has these psychological powers, was thrown into this army to go train to become one of the army that would join in pursuing people with powers, not knowing that she herself had powers. So in the army training camp, she meets our MMC Cross. Honestly, this book, Silver Elite, had a lot of potential. Okay, if you want to hear a more detailed review, I'll be posting. Well, by the time you see this one, I would have already posted it. Okay, I posted a detailed review of Silver Elite, so just go watch it. Okay, the book pissed me off as hell. Okay, I know reading is subjective. Should you read it? For me, it's a no, but for you, it might be a maybe. Honestly, if you're a newbie reader, you might enjoy it. I did not. Okay, it was said to be dystopian, but there's nothing dystopian about Silver Elite. Okay, it was basically a romance book where people without powers are killing people with powers, and the fact that it was compared to Divergent, that is an insult of the century. The book just pissed me off. After reading Silver Elite, I was finally ready to go back into romanticism. Okay, I don't know if it's because Silver Elite pissed me off, but I go back into romanticism and I started off this popular series that everybody and their grandmother swears by. I started A Court of Thorns and Roses, okay, Akata. Did I like it? For me, it's a maybe, a yes to a maybe, okay. It was really slow. Akata was really, really slow. It started off with our FMC Freya Farah. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right, but you get the gist, okay? She is a human in the human world who has gone to hunt during the winter season, and then in the forest where she has gone to hunt, after hunting and catching a meat deer, on her way back, a wolf, a big wolf. So, well, the wolf didn't attack her, but the moment she saw the wolf with how big it is, she knew that the wolf was a fae in the human world. So she killed it and took its skin and sold it in the market. Now, after selling the skin of this wolf while in her house eating with her family, this man, a beast, barges into their house, tells her that there is a treaty between the humans and the Fae kingdom that any human who kills a Fae will go back, well, will go to the Fae kingdom and live there forever. And if she doesn't want to live in the Fae kingdom forever, then the fair who has come to pick her up will kill her. So she agrees to go to the fair and live in the fair kingdom forever. So she goes with this fae, and the story goes from there. This book was really, really slow. It reminded me of Quicksilver. If you liked Quicksilver, you are probably going to like this. The first 200 pages of this book bored me. Okay, it was really, really slow. It was really, really slow. I was bored out of my mind, and at some point, I almost DNF'd it. But then the only reason why I didn't stop reading it was because from the reviews I saw online, they said that this book is the worst book in the whole series. So I knew it was going to get better. So that was why I read it. Okay. After the first 200 pages, in the second half of the book, it picked off, and I enjoyed the last 200 pages. I really liked it. The best way to describe Akata is Beauty and the Beast with trials. That's just it. Okay, if you love the Beauty and the Beast story, you're going to love this. This is just Beauty and the Beast with trials, where the beauty is the FMC, while the MMC is the Beast. So it was a really good book. I am going to be continuing with this series next month in June. After reading Akata, I went back to romance. Okay, I went back to the Windy City series because the last book in this series was released. I think it was released on 20th May, and y'all know I had to read it. Okay, I had to like double into the story of Rio, our MMC, and our FMC. What's her name again? Harley. I really loved Wind Me Back. It is the fifth book in the Windy City series, the fifth and final book. I really love the character developments in this book. I love to see Rio. I loved seeing Rio from a new perspective. Okay, I've from the first to the fourth book, he has been the single friend without game, the odd friend, the funny friend, the one who always makes people laugh. But then seeing him as a lover boy, like seeing his growth as a character, how far he's come. I really loved it. And this rewind me back, it was the timelines was like between the past and the present. So we were going back and forth, and I really loved it. It was a second chance romance, childhood love, and I really loved it. Okay, I really loved it. This this was just the perfect way to finish this whole Windy City series. Okay, Rewind Me Back was my second favorite in the series. I rated it a 4 stars or a 4.5. I don't know. I couldn't. I rated it a 4.25. Okay, let's keep it at that. I rated it 4.25. I really loved it. This was the perfect ending for the Windy City series. I love the fact that Rio finally got his love story. I mean, everybody deserves their own kind of love, okay? And yeah, I really liked it. The 12th book I read in May was The Shield of Sparrows. The Shield of Sparrows was one of the books that blew the book world in the month of May, together with Silver Elite. Both of them went viral at the same time. I read The Shield of Sparrows and I loved it. Okay, if you want a more detailed review, I already have a video posted up, so go watch that, and there is a more detailed review. The Shield of Sparrows started off with our FMC Odessa, who is a princess who was given to this prince as a sparrow. Initially, the five kings in this particular kingdom had come to sign a blood treaty that made them not come against each other, fight against each other in the name of war. So in order to do that, they were giving out their daughters in marriage to different kingdoms. There was a way they were reshuffling it. I can't really explain it. It's just better if you read the book. So Odessa was given to this crown prince against her wishes, okay? And then she marries this man that she doesn't know. And then she's taken to this kingdom, a kingdom filled with monsters. I really loved the character development in this book between from our MMC to our FMC. Our FMC started off as this soft, fragile, weak FMC, but I love the way her character developed to become this super brave FMC. I really love this so much. And if you're wondering whether or not you should read Shield of Sparrows because it's been trending, go read it. Okay, you're going to love it. I loved this book. I loved every bit of it. I love Shield of Sparrows. I gave it a 4.5 stars. And yes, I will be continuing with this series. And the final book, the 13th book that I read in the month of May, was King of Pride. Okay, King of Pride is the second book in the Kings of Sin series by Anna Wang. I didn't like it. I didn't like King of Pride. Honestly, I found the MC to be boring. The FMC and the MMC, they lacked character, okay? The MMC in this book is Kai, who is best friends with Dante. Dante is a character in the first book, King of Frauds. Why our FMC is Isabella. Isabella is one of the best friends of Vivian, and Vivian is FMC in King of Frauds. So there's a romance going on between Kai and Isabella. I didn't like King of Pride, honestly. The two lead characters, they lacked chemistry. It was like opposite attracts, but in this case, the book bored me to death. Okay, I didn't like it. I gave it a 3 star, honestly. But will I be continuing with the series? Yes, the Kings of Sin series. I'll be continuing with it, especially since, according to my research, the other books are good. And from what I saw in the internet, King of Pride is like the worst in all of them. So thank God I've gone through the worst, and hopefully the other books will be better, because King of Pride didn't do it for me. I think that's the first book by Anna Wang that I read and I didn't like. I was really disappointed, honestly. Those are the 13 books that I read in the month of May. Honestly, I still cannot believe that I read 13 books in this month. How did I do it? God, I'm just so happy that most of the books I read I actually loved. Hopefully next month will be better. The month of June will be better, because month of May really did it for me. I really enjoyed myself thoroughly in the reading world. So, which of these books have you read? Okay, tell me in the comment section, which of them do you have plans of reading? Just tell me. Okay, my loves. So that's basically it for this video. Okay, if you've been watching up, actually I know you've been watching. Okay, what the hell am I saying? I know you've been watching and you love what you see. So if you're not subscribed to my channel, baby, what are you doing? Okay, it's all fun and fun on this channel. Okay, so you have no excuse. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, click on the post notification button, and YouTube will alert you, notify you when I drop another video. Okay, okay. Okay, my loves, that'll be it for this video. I will see you next time.